Hello, people of the internet, and welcome to another review here on Pez of the Mind. This is SlamTube, and we are here to discuss Survivor Series 2018.
Yep.
Joining me is Chris the Mole,
Hello.
and we're going to jump right into this. Of course, Survivor Series being the one night of the year that Raw and SmackDown go head-to-head, except for all the other nights of the year when Raw and SmackDown go head-to-head.
Yep. I will also just point out for the record, told you so.
Did you now?
During our past few ones a do, I kept pointing out that it's stupid when they go to SmackDown v Raw the one night of the year. They've just had Royal Rumble, multiple Royal Rumble stuff, and you kept saying, "Well, the dirt sheets say this year's SmackDown won't be that, or this year's Survivor Series won't be that," but yes, it was.
Yep. Yeah, all right.
I said at the time I would call it out and say "told you so" during our video.
Fair enough. All right. So the first match of the evening was the 5-on-5 traditional Survivor Series elimination women's match, featuring Team Raw of Mickie James, Nia Jax, Tamina, and Bayley and Sasha, who ended up filling in after Natalya and who else was supposed to be on the damn team?
Alexa Bliss, but she's now the captain on the outside.
That's right. Right, but because Bayley and Sasha each replaced somebody, because one of the
Oh, Ruby Riott, because of the
That-
Riott Squad and Natalya feuding over the glasses.
That's right. Okay, yeah, because Natalya and Ruby Riott beat each other up, so they got taken off the team, and Bayley and Sasha replaced them. So we ended up with Mickie, Nia, Tamina, Bayley, and Sasha taking on Team SmackDown, consisting of the new captain Naomi, who took over as captain when Charlotte was bumped up to the other women's match, with Carmella, Sonya Deville, Asuka, and Charlotte's actual replacement on the team, Mandy Rose.
Yep.
And Raw came away with the victory on this match. You're going to notice a pattern tonight.
Yep, and I will just point out to people watching, there's a reason we don't discuss the pre-shows. This pay-per-view proves it.
Yep. Even the commentators were like, the pre-show doesn't matter.
Yeah, but I don't just mean that. I mean, literally, SmackDown had a victory on the pre-show. And then there's straight away 1-0, and you're like, oh, okay, so you're literally not counting it at all. Brilliant. So all the time when we've been saying it doesn't count, it doesn't count.
Yep. Vindication. But yes, Team Raw won. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't see most of this match. It was on, but I had to do something, so I didn't see most of it. Was it good?
It was pretty enjoyable, yeah. I will admit, Nia was the most dominant force in the match.
That makes sense. They've been trying to push her as that, especially after she broke Becky's face unintentionally.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the thing why she shouldn't have been, because she broke Becky's face. Completely intentional.
Mm.
No, did you see the video?
Yeah, she right hooked her. Yeah.
She looked at her and just straight up punched her. She didn't even pull the punch. Therefore, I'm going to argue it was intentional. Probably because Becky may have messed up and hit her slightly in the face.
Oh.
That happens. That doesn't mean you break their nose.
No.
But yeah, Nia was the most dominant one, and just completely destroyed them. And then at the end, Sasha managed to get eliminated by Asuka, and Asuka's almost dead. Nia comes in and just squashes her.
Mm.
And then picked up the victory.
Yeah, with the power team of Tamina and Nia they've been pushing, I expected Raw to win this match, so that's not a surprise.
Yep. And I will also say, that also proves you wrong again, Jim.
Does it now?
I remember just last year when we were talking about this, and we were talking about Nia Jax and Tamina and stuff, you kept arguing that Nia Jax was Tamina repackaged, and I was like, no, they're not the same person. You're like, yeah, they're doing the same moves. It's
No,
the same
I never said that. No, that was you. What are you talking about?
You even asked, oh, will 2K18 come with a Nia Jax DLC skin for Tamina? And I was like, no. Why would that happen?
You're an asshole. Anyway, we followed this up with the mid-card champions match. The Intercontinental Champion Seth Rollins from Raw taking on the SmackDown United States Champion Shinsuke Nakamura.
Seth Rollins' t-shirt again bugged me more than it should.
Yeah. Like, why are you wearing a half t-shirt?
I don't know if it's the same one he had last year and the year before, and they just kept it, and that's going to be his thing. But instead of the Raw t-shirt, he gets that. But
Maybe.
I don't like that t-shirt.
Yeah, it's weird.
It'd be like me wearing this Grinch t-shirt, Grinch Busters, and instead of having half Grinch and then this side just saying movies. It's like, no, that doesn't work.
Yeah. But yeah, so Seth and Shinsuke put on a great match. A lot of great back and forth action here. A lot of great agility, reversals. Just a great back and forth match. And again, Raw came out the victor after Seth Rollins just barely managed to counter the millionth or so Kinshasa attempt to the super kick and a freaking curb stomp. There we go.
Shinsuke Nakamura comes up short when he's against someone with talent. That's happened multiple times. Nothing new.
Yeah.
Did anyone actually expect Seth Rollins not to win that match?
I don't think so.
I was like, no. Nakamura is shit.
Yeah. He put up a good fight, though. I mean, it was a good match. You can't deny it.
But to be fair, it's Seth Rollins.
That's
when
true.
was the last time he had a bad match? He's made everyone look good. How people were saying, "Oh, Dolph shit," and then he had a match with Seth, and suddenly everyone loves Dolph now. Seth can get good matches out of people.
True. Except Finn Balor, apparently, because then he just says, "Fuck you, injury."
But I don't think he injured Finn Balor.
You think Finn Balor injured Finn Balor?
I think Finn Balor got injured beforehand, and that was set up for a storyline as to why he got injured.
Okay, that could be.
Like, don't think Daniel Bryan really injured AJ Styles, but I believe they did that on SmackDown just to write AJ out because he's injured.
Right. All right. Excuse me. So we follow up from that with the Tag Team Champions versus Tag Team Champions match, representing SmackDown. The Bar, Sheamus and Cesaro, accompanied by their good friend The Big Show, taking on the Raw Tag Team Champions, Akam and Razar, AOP, with their manager, the GM of 205 Live, Drake Maverick.
Yep.
And these guys put on a really good match. I wasn't crazy about the whole, oh, look, Drake Maverick was so scared of The Big Show he pissed himself shtick, but
I thought that was funny. When was the last time we got that, seriously? Last time we had someone do that was like Austin with McMahon, where he made him
with the gun, yeah.
Yeah. About this one, I argue my only complaint about the pissing himself was he may have actually pissed himself. No. I mean, if you look at how little liquid there was, it looks like he may have actually forced himself to pee for the comedic effect. Whereas when like Vince did it, it was clearly something in his pants that made going off. So you got the comedic massive wet patch.
Right.
I would have rather had a comedic massive wet patch than a tiny little dot.
Makes sense.
But Cesaro had to pull back and highlight like that so we can see. I'd rather have the massive bit for it's funnier.
Yeah. But in another case, the pissing of the pants incident allowed for enough of a distraction for AOP to pick up a victory.
It is.
So props to the AOP. They're getting a good push.
Then, with no sense of irony, after this match, they then show the 205 stuff and show him acting as a competent GM.
Yep. Yes, then we had the Cruiserweight.
I used the word competent lightly because the show is shit.
Yes, we had the Cruiserweight champion Buddy Murphy taking on Mustafa Ali.
Terrible.
They did seem to reuse a lot of moves.
It's not just that. I argue, does what's he called? Ali, or whatever he's called, does he even know how to sell? Like, most of the time, he was getting hit and going, oh, spasming, and then getting straight back up. And you're like, that's not how you sell.
We did something like when he did a suicide dive, he landed on the ground. He was going, my back. So he did sell a little bit.
He went, my back, rolled around for like one move, and then got back up and was still acting like he wasn't hurt. It was annoying. Like, it says it all when we'll get to that match later. Ronda's been in WWE, like, what, less than a year? She's been wrestling less than a year, and she sells like fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the 205 guys don't, because they're more concerned with getting to the next spot as opposed to giving you a reason why that spot matters.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's some good spots, but that's all it was spots. So I can't deny that even though it was a spot, I do like that spot where I think they've done this in the match before, where Ali hits the Spanish fly off the announce table out of the floor. That's always a cool spot.
Cool.
Also really like Ali's ring gear, where he's got the light up stuff going on. That's really cool looking. His entrance gear, I should say. But yes, Buddy Murphy retained the belt off of a vicious, what I think was supposed to be a knee to the face, but looked more like a thigh to the face. And then the Murphy's Law. So congratulations on the retention. Although it sounds like they're building him up to have his the contractual obligated rematch against Cedric Alexander that he apparently still has not gotten.
Also, I will point out, during this, or just before this, previous Cruiserweight champion Enzo Amore was in the crowd.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was. Go on Twitter. He stands up and starts doing his, and you can't teach that, drunk off his ass, and security drag him out.
Wait, really?
Yeah, seriously.
Holy shit.
I'm not kidding about that. It was fucking amazing.
Wow. I need to go back and watch that now.
I'll see if I can pull it up for you.
That's great. Wow, I totally missed that. Damn.
No, I didn't see it on TV. I just saw it because people mentioned it on Twitter.
Oh, okay.
It was, that's what I said, just before the match, and I was like, that's hilarious.
Wow.
Oh, here we go.
That's kind of funny. Ha! Wow.
And someone had an actual video of it too.
Wow.
Oh, here we go. How you doing? And then look, security drags him out.
Oh, that's great. That's great. For those of you at home who don't know Blurry, I'll get that link for Bowl and I'll put it in the video description if you want to watch that for yourself. Oh, that's good times.
Which that was just, yeah.
Okay then. Wow. That's great. Well, anyway, moving on from that, we go to the 5-on-5 men's traditional elimination match featuring Team Raw, which consisted of Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, and Bobby Lashley. Accompanied by Raw GM Baron Corbin and Bobby Lashley's manager Lio Rush. Team SmackDown, which consisted of The Miz, Shane McMahon, Rey Mysterio, Samoa Joe, and Jeff Hardy. And am I the only one that feels really bad for Samoa Joe?
I don't, because I know he's injured.
Oh, is he? Okay, I didn't know that. I feel
he got out there fast, so he didn't prolong his suffering.
Okay, I feel less bad about that now. Okay.
But I argue they could have found a reason to replace him before the match.
Yeah. You could have put Randy Orton in there. That would have at least made more sense.
Like, they could have done what they did with the women's and had him just shove someone backstage and have him go, look, you need to be on the same page. I'm replacing you.
Yeah.
Also, why didn't they have Randy Orton?
I don't know.
I argue Randy Orton's got an impressive history of being like the sole survivor on SmackDown. Oh, that's on Survivor Series, I should say, and being dominant in Survivor Series matches.
Yeah, and the fact that if you brought Orton in there, given Orton's current, heel turn of I don't give a shit about anybody, you could have kind of had a similar thing on SmackDown, like, oh, is Randy Orton going to cooperate with his team? Is Braun going to cooperate with his team? And you could have had a mirror dynamic going on.
Yep. I will say this match was good.
Yes.
I will say I absolutely love The Miz encouraging Shane to go kill himself over and over and over
Yes, that was the best thing part of the match.
He's like, go on, you can do this. You've got this. And then, like, when Braun's in the ring, he's like, tags and Shane, go on, you got this. And it's funny because Miz is heel, but it's just funny that he's really trying to get Shane to just kill himself.
Come on, Shane, you're 1/3 of the best of the world. Come on. Good times, good times. Yeah, but Team Raw came out victorious with...
Fun fact.
Yep.
Shane was the sole survivor on Team SmackDown.
Yep.
He was last year.
Well, he wasn't the sole. Well, you can't really call him sole survivor if he lost, but yeah, he was the last guy on the team.
Yeah, that's what he was on SmackDown last time on Survivor Series.
Okay, because Survivor indicates they won the match. Usually, that's the only reason I say that.
No, I think on the Survivor Series match, he was the last. He was the last person on SmackDown last year when Triple H ended up pedigreeing him.
Right.
And he was this year.
Yep.
And Braun was on both teams. He was on Raw last time as well.
He was. Yeah. The survivors this year were on the Raw team were Braun, Lashley, and Drew McIntyre.
Which I will say, I dislike what they did to Braun this year.
Where he got elbowed through a table and missed most of the match.
Yeah, because they did that same spot last Survivor Series to him.
They do that same spot in every Braun multi-man match.
Yeah, they do, but it just gets a little boring. And I'd argue in the Survivor Series one, they could have done that at the same spot when Braun was the legal man and got him counted out. So he still looks strong because it took all of SmackDown to eliminate him.
That would have been good.
Problem. Because like when you watch the matchup, the best part of the match was when Braun wasn't in it, and I love Braun.
Yeah.
But the best part was like Miz telling him, "Go on, you got this," and all the other interactions, and watching Raw implode on itself, and all the other stuff. It was brilliant.
And if you wanted to end the match
it's all squash.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
And if you wanted the match to end the same way, you could have had Braun get counted out there, and you could have ended the match the same way by having Bobby Lashley beat up and eliminate 3 dudes.
Yep. Hell, I would have made Drew McIntyre since, let's face it, he beat Kurt Angle and all the other stuff going for him. You're clearly pushing him. Having Shane survive till the last bit and then just get picked apart by Drew, who then pins him.
Yeah.
It would be wonderful for Drew.
It would be. Yeah, but everybody in this match looked really good. Balor looked great for the part where he was in control. Ray was doing a great job. Jeff got some great moves. Everybody looked good in this match. It was great.
Yep.
I was kind of surprised Baron Corbin didn't try to interfere more.
Yep. Oh, he did interfere after the match. That's something.
Yeah, he did do that. That is true.
I also loved the fact at the end of the match, Baron Corbin smacks Strowman on the back of the head and then runs away.
Yeah.
I loved one of the commentators. Why would he do that? Another one literally pointed out the logic of, well, to be fair, they said after the match ends, Braun can come after him. It makes sense to get the strike in first and run.
Yeah. Corbin was smart. He ran straight to his car and got the hell out of the arena.
Yep.
All right. So Raw, another victory there. Excuse me. Sorry, you got something to say?
No. I don't know. I wasn't saying anything.
You said that you took a breath like you were going to say something. Sorry. Anyway, then we went to the women's match, which unfortunately, due to Becky Lynch's aforementioned broken face, is not a champion versus champion match, but it is a champion versus queen match. As the Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey, who her outfit looked great, wasn't crazy about the eyeshadow, took on the Queen Charlotte Flair as the representative from SmackDown.
Yep. Loved the fact Ronda wore her Raw shirt on her shoulders.
Yeah, that was great. I thought that was cool.
It looked cool. This was a great match.
Yes.
We'll say there was one thing I don't like about this match, but we'll get to it when we get to the end of the match.
Mm-hmm.
Don't like the crowd, because it was like an obvious smart crowd.
Yeah. I know what you're referring to, and yes.
But
yeah, the ladies put on a great back and forth match, which was to be expected because this was a match that everybody assumed they were going to build up to at a WrestleMania level thing, and they were forced to do this early because of Becky's injury. So the fact they were able to go out there and put on this great match really shows how good these two are in the ring, and I think sets a great foundation if they do eventually decide to go with that horsewomen v horsewomen match that's been rumored for a long time.
Yep, they should have done that, which I argue, though, they shouldn't have done this match. It was a great match, and I loved the match. I always argued they should have put someone else in the spot.
That's the problem.
Like they could have gone on SmackDown and done a battle royal over the top rope for who wins and make it Oscar or someone like that.
Oscar's the only other superstar on the SmackDown roster I would have believably could have had a chance against Ronda Rousey. Her and Charlotte, the only two.
To be fair, I didn't believe Charlotte had a chance. I didn't think Ronda Rousey was going to lose in a matchup that had no booking.
True.
And Oscar, okay, fair enough. It just needed to get the win for Ronda, but obviously they went with this, and what we had afterwards match is going to be interesting. But it was just a case that I thought it was a wasted opportunity because you had such a big match, so
Yeah.
you get built up before they meet for the first time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but overall, it was enjoyable up until we got to the end of the match.
Yep. To be fair, the end of the match was still enjoyable.
Yeah, we had a good
At the beginning of the match, pretty early on, Ronda bled.
She did. She was bleeding from the mouth.
Yeah, and I always find it weird when the ref then puts on the gloves for protection and stuff, and you're like, it looks weird when the ref has gloves on for the rest of the match.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, that's great. You've protected the one part of your hand that might touch the blood. What about the superstars who are rolling around in it? Clearly, it's okay. But
Yeah, surely there's no precedent in this company of people rolling around in blood that was later found out to be infected with hepatitis or anything.
yeah, but I don't think she has hepatitis.
No, probably not. But
because let's face it, and they've also streamlined and cut down on that type of stuff.
yeah, and to be honest, given that blood showed up right after Charlotte had her on the ground in a hold for a while, I'm not even sure that was real blood. I think she might have popped a blood pack while she was face down on the mat.
I think it might have been real blood because it kept coming in with the ref doing the gloves and stuff. It looked like it was probably real.
Maybe. Either way, it looked good and it made Ronda look tough. And I have to wonder if they did that because of how tough Becky looked, bleeding profusely on Raw. If they wanted to make Ronda look equally tough for when the two of them eventually do have a match.
Maybe, but it looked like it could have just something she got stiffed slightly on the mouth.
Yeah, I know. Corey Graves tried to put it over as going off when she hit where she went face first into the turnbuckle, so that could be the case. That might have just been him covering.
No, I assume that's him covering because I thought it might be when during the strikes. I thought Charlotte might have hit it slightly too hard.
That's possible.
Because to be fair, the mouth bleeding happens a few times in wrestling.
Yeah,
that's the easiest part to bleed.
Yeah,
inside and the easiest part to stiff.
Yeah, that's like that great moment in the Brock Undertaker match where Brock's in the Hell's Gate bleeding from the mouth and he just flips the Undertaker off.
Yep. But the match ends with Charlotte getting herself disqualified.
Yep.
Because she can't beat Ronda.
Yep, she breaks out a kendo stick and goes to town.
Yep, and then beats the hell out of it, and even starts assaulting her with a chair and stuff. It was awesome.
Yeah, throws her into some steps and shit, and just absolutely destroys her. And then does the chair on the throat maneuver.
Yep, which again was awesome. No one came to save Ronda, and she actually does the boom on the neck.
Yep.
The only part we would talk about what we didn't like, or at least the part I didn't like, was the crowd was just shitting all over Ronda at that point because they were like, she was against Becky. The internet fans have decided they love Becky now because she's heel. And now we suddenly love Charlotte now she's heel, even though they literally insulted the shit out of her last week and stuff.
Yep.
Like, oh, okay. Why? You got the biggest star in WWE. Let's not try and shit all over this like we always do nowadays.
Yeah, most notably when Charlotte was going to town with the chair and the crowd started a very loud and very audible "Thank you, Charlotte" chant.
Yep. But it was still a good spot. The stuff that happened, and the matchup itself was good.
Yeah,
I'd probably give that match of the night.
I would agree. Yeah, Ronda didn't look weak because of the sheer viciousness of the attack that she was not prepared for, and it made Charlotte look strong and vicious, which kind of helped countermand some of her booking as of late, where she's been kind of coming up short to Becky and having some questions about her ability as well. So that really put her back on the top too. So it really establishes Charlotte back up there for when they eventually want to do that horsewomen thing.
Yep.
So that's good. So yeah, the match ended in a DQ, giving Raw the victory via DQ because Charlotte got DQ'd for the kendo stick. So.
Well, if they ever do the 4 horsewomen, they really need to fix half of that. Because it says it all when the other half of the 4 horsewomen from NXT were only on the pay-per-view because 2 of her teammates had a fight backstage.
That's true.
And they lost.
Yeah.
Easily.
Very true. All right, and then we went to our main event for the evening, and that consisted of the Universal Champion from Raw, Bork Laser, aka Brock Lesnar, taking on the newly crowned as of Tuesday WWE champion from SmackDown, Daniel Bryan.
Yep.
And these guys put on a great match. I was impressed. I think they did a great job. Obviously, you didn't know. I don't think anybody in their right mind expected Brock to lose, but they did a really great job building Daniel up and having him get beat down for a while, and they managed to overcome and fight back and hit some moves that keep Brock kind of uneven and not sure what was going on. They did a good bit of storytelling, but I pretty much knew Brock was probably going to come back with one move and win the match. So that kind of.
To be fair, I thought Brock should win in that match. However, let's not forget the fact it's Daniel Bryan who superseded his way through match he should have lost multiple times.
That is true.
But I will say one of my favorite parts in the match was Brock. After he did one of the moves to Bryan, the fans start trying to get attention and try and distract the wrestlers by going, same old shit, same old shit. And Brock just looks at them and audibly laughs in their face. He just looks at them and laughs at them. To which the crowd then stop trying to get themselves over and just go, boo, because they're like, boo, damn him, he's out trolling us. It's like, yeah, you're doing it to the wrong person. Brock doesn't care.
Yeah.
Brock doesn't care if you like or dislike what he does. Brock just does it.
Yep.
And Bryan got more offense than I thought he would.
He did.
Or I thought he should, I should say. But that was only due to cheating.
Yeah, he had to hit him in the nuts, which apparently he's now going to the Shinsuke Nakamura School of Wrestling.
He's a heel now. But I will say, that was also a great bit at the end when Brock picks him up and just collapses because he can't do it, which then goes into the yes lock, into another yes lock.
Yeah.
Then he goes to get him into a triangle hold, and Brock lifts him up, boom, F5, 1, 2, 3. And I'm like, that whole thing, brilliantly done.
That was very well done, yeah. And I like how the commentators were selling that Brock was in the hold in his face, sort of like, is Brock going to tap? That's panic in Brock's eyes. They really got that over and did a good job.
Yep. Honestly, I didn't think he'd tap.
I was kind of wondering. I didn't expect Brock to tap, but I was wondering a little bit.
No, I didn't expect him to tap because I thought if he lost to that, he would pass out. Because let's face it, Hell's Gate and all the other submissions.
That's true.
Brock doesn't tap.
That is true. That is true.
Which, to be fair, if he passed out and Bryan won, both would still look strong.
Yeah. Although I know he hasn't used it in a while, given Bryan kept trying to tap it. I was surprised Brock, given that Brock did bust out the bear hug at one point, I was surprised Brock didn't say, oh, you want to play that game? Fuck you, Kimura lock.
Yep. But it was cool. I loved the suicide dive and the outside catches him into a bear hug, dumb into the turnbuckle.
Yep, and then again.
Yep. Brock literally murdered him in the first few minutes.
Yeah.
Well, not literally, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a good match.
It was. And again, Brock did come out of the victory via that exchange we mentioned before, led into the F5 and the pinfall. And thus Raw had a clean sweep of 6-0 at Survivor Series this year.
Yep. I would also make the case it's possible they should have counted the pre-show. And if they wanted to do a clean sweep, just had Raw win the pre-show.
You would think.
Only reason why is they want to determine which show wins. Last year, we had it where at the end, it was a tie, so the main match would decide the winner. That's impossible with 3 and 3, with 6
with
matches.
6, yeah, an even number of matches, yeah.
Because they could have both had 3-3 and left it as a tie, and then neither brand wins.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure then Shane would have invoked and legitimized the pre-show.
Yeah, but I mean, they should have legitimized it beforehand. I mean, and then if they wanted to do a clean sweep, just have Raw win it just for logic standpoint, so you get the 7-0 instead of 6-0.
Right. That would make sense.
But then we got this.
Yep.
Hopefully we get on Raw, the Commissioner and GM bragging, because that'll be a great promo.
Yep.
That'll be a great promo.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think that lends into... I think that'll also play a part into 2 storylines.
Okay.
Baron Corbin trying to prove he belongs to stay as GM.
Mm-hmm.
he makes a good case. If he, with him as GM, Raw actually has a clean sweep where they didn't with Kurt.
Yep.
And also, Shane is. It looks like Shane's turning heel.
Yeah, a little bit.
Since he won Best in the World and all the other stuff, it looks like he's been slowly turning heel. It's a lot easier for him to turn heel if he thinks his entire roster is shit and losers, basically.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier for him to just go out there and treat him like shit now.
Yeah.
Will help lead him down the road to turning heel proper.
I could see that. That'd be a good storyline.
But overall, I'll also say I liked the pay-per-view. Only stuff I didn't like was that one crowd bit we mentioned and the cruiserweights. I even argue you could have put cruiserweights on the pre-show if you don't count the pre-show and put the tag match on the main roster.
That would have made more sense.
But it is what it is. But it was still an enjoyable pay-per-view. I'm gonna give it a thumb up.
Yeah, I agree. This is a good enjoyable pay-per-view. I'd throw this an 85, maybe a 90. This is a good pay-per-view. I think it's worth checking out. There's a couple of weak points here and there, but most of the matches were good and enjoyable. A lot of high points. Ronda Charlotte put on a clinic, and told a great story. Overall, it was just an enjoyable show, and I recommend it. Check it out on the WWE Network if you haven't seen it tonight. It's worthwhile.
Yep.
Also, if I get a chance, I want to check out that AJ Styles 365. That looked pretty good too.
That looked pretty good. If you stay with WWE long enough, you get a 365. They can't teach that.
Yep. And with that, this has been Survivor Series. We will see you for what do we have coming up this week? I forget.
We got stuff coming up next week. Next weekend. We'll get to that stuff.
Yep. So more great stuff coming up. Yeah, we'll see you then, folks.
Yep.
Peace.
Peace.